The walled city of Intramuros is a place where we can go to relax, have fun, or simply hang out. It has become a center of enjoyment. But Intramuros served as a battleground during the World War II. There is no doubt that many people died there during the war, and there is no doubt that it is haunted. What with all the spirits roaming the grounds? A friend of mine who was sensitive acts strange there. Knowing her abilities, I would sometimes ask her, "May nakikita ka no? You're seeing something." But she would never tell us whatever it was she saw. The first time I saw her bothered was when we did a shoot there last semester, when we had to make a movie as a final project. We had chosen Intramuros as one of our locations for a night shoot. At first, I didn't know why my friend suddenly announced a cut. We walked over to her and asked her what was the matter. She indicated the video camera and told us to watch the playback. She replayed the scene we had just taken, and we saw that it blurred many times. The camera was mounted on a tripod, which immediately ruled out shaky hands. The image just suddenly blurred but returned to normal. My sensitive friend told us that it was a mist ghost. Maybe it was just some technical glitches, but none of us could explain what happened. But what really scared me happened last October 22, a Friday. We had received our class cards and we decided to hang out in Intramuros to celebrate. My parents were not keen on letting me stay out late, and so by 8 o'clock, I bid my friends farewell and asked them if anyone else was leaving. Oma and Dida said that they too had to go home and walked with me to the exit. As we climbed down the wall, Dida spotted a group of freshmen, one of which lived near her. She bid us goodbye and went with the freshmen, much to Oma's indignation, for she had expected Dida to accompany her on the trip home, and now she was making the trip alone. I volunteered to go with her as far as I could. She was headed north while I was headed south, and off we went to get our rides. We must have walked about 20 feet when I felt someone following us. I saw a shadow on my left. I turned to look and saw someone behind us that I didn't recognize. I didn't know why, but I just suddenly felt nervous about him. Even though there were other people I didn't know walking around the place, I felt strange about that man. When we walked another 10 or 15 feet, Oma looked behind us. I was surprised when she said that Dida was following us. I also looked, and indeed, Dida was standing there looking at us. Oma and I were both surprised at how fast Dida had caught up to us. I felt something wrong with the situation, but I couldn't place my finger on. "Sinundan mo pala kami?" "So, you followed us after all," I said. Oma, who was still feeling a bit resentful, said, "Sige, ganyan ka, Dida. Lagi mo lang akong iniiwan." "You're like that, Dida. You always leave me." Dida just laughed her unmistakable laugh. "Let's go," I said, and we resumed walking. After taking a couple of steps though, Oma and I turned around at the same time to find out that Dida had vanished. If she had walked away, we would have been able to see her. I felt a cold chill creep up my spine, and I'd bet Oma was feeling the same thing too. At first, we asked each other where Dida could have gone, but feeling it was something we could not explain, we continued on home. The feeling of someone following us did not go away the whole time we were there. I felt it somewhere behind me to my left. Sometimes I would turn around to check, but we were alone. Only when we left the gates of Intramuros did the feeling of someone following us go away. A few days later, we asked Dida if she had followed us that night. She said she didn't, which caused my arms to break out in goosebumps.